Welcome to the Roger Report live on the entertainment side. I am here with my main man Jado. Well, this is Roger. If you don't know, I'm here with my main man Jado, and we have watched My Two Sons, the comedy special by Ali Siddiq, released on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's anywhere else, but it was released directly on YouTube, and it was a good piece of work, if you ask me. A good piece of work. What say you, Jado?
Man, yeah, definitely. Excellent piece of work, man. I'm a real critic of stand-up comedy. I mean, I guess when you get to my age, I've seen quite a bit, so I'm kind of critical, and I'm disappointed when I don't get, see something that really entertains me, man. But this brother did an excellent job, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, my thing was this was extremely entertaining. Of course, we know by the title is about his two sons. The contrast between his two sons is I'm gonna say it's a great thing because he say his oldest son kind of grew up like him. So obviously the money and the fame hadn't really, you know, centered in his life yet. His second son, which is a huge age difference between his sons, because what he said, I think one son is 30 now, the other son I think he said is 16 now. So huge age difference between those two particular sons, and so a lot of life happened between those two particular sons. Well, one already being born until the next son got born. Even though he does mention some daughters, I think he mentioned up to three daughters. So it might be five kids over there. But with the contrast of what was going on with them, I think he displayed that in a very magnificent way.
Man, I couldn't agree more, man. It was like, and it shows how like upbringing and environment can affect like, how kids turn out or, children turn out. And of course it's genetics too. But yeah, him contrasting his two sons, man, hey, he did it, man, yeah, masterfully, man. It was a nice way to do it. And also with me, Roger, we see a lot of I appreciated the brother, man. Just a lot of the stand-up comics, man, they want to dress a certain way. They want to have some crazy outfit to add to it. And the brother just had a nice little suit on, man. He kept it simple, but the content was great, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he took us through certain things and he let us know a little bit more about his life. If if I mean, you probably know more if you watch him all the time because he does yeah, he's a comedian, but he does host a radio show. I believe he hosts some type of radio show, or maybe it's a podcast, but I do believe it's a radio show that he's a co-host on. I don't particularly watch that show. Not that the show ain't worth watching, it's just something I don't particularly watch. So I know people could have more information, but me finding out that he was a boxer was very interesting, and hearing about how his son found out he was a boxer was a lot more interesting.
I like the way he led it to the opening joke, man. Like he was talking about fighting and stuff, but I love the way he opened it up with a nice little surprise, man. And man, you know what, Roger? Another thing I really appreciate about the brother, man, he'll segue into a story and then he'll take a sidebar or segue into another story, but bring it right back to the main story, man. The way he did it, like the storytelling, man, hey, man, it was a piece of work, man. It was really nice.
Yeah, yeah, and I like the way that he gave us the two different two main things that kind of is an influence to his life at this particular point, because he is enjoying living in a gated community and the experience he's having. He let us know that he out here running with the white folks and all that type of stuff. And he also gave us some of what's going on with his roots to talk about, his cousin, his cousin's children, how they, connect with his sons, hearing tales about how his different sons connect in life, and hearing about the other family member, which is always nice to hear when you hear celebrities that they're still in tune with the family members, and they still go to the family outings or the family reunions or picnics or whatever the case. So all that's great to hear, and it's good to make sure that even if you have come up where you're in a different stratosphere, different class, that let folks know where you came from. So I think that's always good to do for your children, to let them know, there was a lot of hard work to get us where we at. Don't just take it for granted, because this don't have to be here. So
Yep,
I think it was
absolutely.
yeah. And you know
No,
what?
I wanted to just say, yeah, man, like he didn't have a lot of overly like no cliche type of jokes like hack style, like stuff that we've heard like a million times. He wasn't salacious. He wasn't, "Oh, yeah, I did this sexually." It was just, he said, a few curse words, man, but it was real. It was good, clean comedy, man,
Yeah,
for
you
the
know
most
what?
part.
It definitely was. It definitely was. And it's nice, when you are able, because what they push out in society. It is nice to see a black man talk about his family life and his children. Because I'm pretty sure I counted at least 5 kids. I think it was 3 girls mentioned along this story, with 2 sons as the main takeout as far as the children are concerned in this particular special. So it's great to hear a brother talk about being a father, and you can tell that he's just a fantastic father. And for him to say what he's positioned him to be able to do, and not just take it for granted, and to don't worry about doing what everybody else got to do, because that's just not your life. I done did something, you ain't got to worry about that. And that's got to be great for children as well.
Yeah, we talked about passing down generational wealth, and his son didn't have to do some of the things he may have done when he was younger. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a good man. That was a good it was a family type of special, man. Like I would recommend that to maybe not like the youngest of kids, but man, like pretty even children, man, maybe a teenager or even below that, man. I think they would enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, if you haven't already seen this special, you are cheating yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just real talk. You're cheating yourself, because this is just too good in too many different levels. And you know to hear about the bonding moments that he had with his child, and to hear about some of the things the kids are going through as they're growing up in the world, and to even hear about how his son, who's a very established fighter at this point because he's a boxer, to hear about the relationship that he has with his boxer son, and the success that both of them have in different ways. It was just an amazing thing. I'm saying it was just great from beginning to the very end. There are no parts where there's nothing to laugh about. There's just no parts in this particular special.
No gaps at all, man. To keep you nice and entertained, interested. Then he'll drop a nice joke in there. His timing was impeccable. Yeah, man. I can only praise this comedy special.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this is the first comedy special that I'm putting on this particular channel. So, of course, it's going to be in the #1 spot. And I'm going to go back and figure out some of the other comedy specials that I have watched previously. But this one gonna sit at the top for a good little minute, I'm sure. This was just fantastic from beginning to end, and we're gonna try to get other comedic specials, our reviews on other comedic specials out there. That will happen, but this one gonna be a tough one to beat, y'all. This was a great one. Go see it right away. It's on YouTube, so no reason you can't see it right away. Jump on top of it. That's what I'm gonna say. Any last
Uh,
words, Jado?
man, 100% agree, man. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, y'all. Well, this is Jado. This is Roger. We are out of here.
Peace.